Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today I am showing you how I do my summer makeup look. I have been wearing this for probably the last 2 months, over June and now we're into July. And I'm really been liking this kind of blue eyeshadow that I've been wearing and glossy skin, and I've had this terrible breakout. So I'm going to show you how I cover my breakouts. So look out for those tips and tricks, and if you want to achieve this look, please keep on watching. So when it is summer, you don't really want to be putting on a heavy base. But what do you do when your skin is like this? I've got quite a lot of breakouts along my jawline, on my chin, and just underneath here as well. So how are we going to cover the skin and make it look better? So what I always like to do, I always prime first, and I'm using the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Sorry, I think it's a little bit washed out here. I'm going to go to that camera and show it to you. And I like this because it really hydrates the skin. Makes it feel like it's really nourished. And even in the summer, even with combination skin, sometimes it feels really dry. And this helps inject that moisture back into the skin. And I just kind of smear that on. Then I'm going to take my trusty faithful, the Garnier 5-second blur, and just pat that onto the pores, the open pores that you have, your large pores as it were, just to fill those in. Okay, so now I've primed my base, I want to now cover. So I'm going to take a mixture of two foundations I've been using. Well, this one's not a foundation. This is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint and the Illamasqua Skin Base foundation. If you've not tried this, this is a brilliant foundation. It's full coverage, but it's full coverage but still allowing your skin to look like skin, if that makes any sense. It doesn't look cakey at all, but it just gives that really good coverage if you've got quite a severe breakout. It gives that coverage, but at the same time it also helps your skin to kind of breathe and still look like it's your natural skin instead of covered in lots of makeup. Now the reason I've been mixing these two together, first of all, just to use up product, and second, I really like how these two marry together. The Illamasqua Skin Base gives me the coverage, and then the NARS Skin Tint give that kind of little bit of a matter finish in areas where I need it, where it's more oily. And it also has an SPF, I think it's 50. Is it 50? I'm trying to read, no. 30. So I like to use a foundation that has some kind of SPF in, although I have already put on my SPF in my skincare routine. Now, I then mix a bit of the NARS Coco Cabana, any liquid highlighter that you may have in your makeup bag will be good, and then I just mix them together. Only a small amount. I don't want to pack loads of, I don't want a lot of base. And then buff that into the skin. So my base is now done, and that's really has covered some of the imperfections that I have in my skin. It's evened out the skin tone, and it's also given that kind of fresh look. So I'm now going to cover any of these blemishes that are showing, and I'm using the NARS, it's their new range, the new one they've got, the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Oh, I didn't explain it. I'm still wearing my gym outfit. I thought this would be quite good to kind of show me like I've just got back from the gym and I'm going to do my makeup and my hair, and then I'm going to work. So I thought it'd be good kind of get ready with me, maybe. Put this on, round. Now I really like this concealer. It's brilliant. It gives full coverage completely, and it does exactly what it says. I don't like it for under eyes, especially if you're more of a maturer skin. It really does sit in all the lines, highlights that. It's not great. Stick to the Radiant Creamy Concealer for under the eyes, because that's more of a hydrating and much nicer concealer for that. Sorry, my voice is really croaky. I don't know why it is. to try and get it sorted. Anyway, so I use my finger and I pat around the blemish. I don't actually go on it. I just pat with my finger around where most of the redness is to cover. This could take a while. And then I'm just going to go in again anywhere just slightly a little bit more red. And just gently pat on those. Right, well, I'm quite happy with that. That's covered that really nicely. Now I'm just going to do the under eyes as well. Now I use the MAC, one of their Pro Concealers. It's not necessary. I've got just a good one here, the NYX or NYX, however you say it. This one's a really good Conceal Correct one. I got that in the light, and this one's the medium that I have in the MAC. I use the medium because it has this really good kind of peachy orangey colour. Now I need that for in the corners of my eyes, like so. Just pop that in the corner and just slightly here. But then the rest of my eyes here are like a dark brown underneath. You can't really see it very well on the camera, but it is. So then I take the lighter concealer palette and I use the pinker tone here and just go and pat underneath with that. Now always go in with your, like I said, with your finger first because it's really warm and it helps to warm the product, and the product kind of just rolls off the finger better, and then pressing it into the skin. And then any kind of excess, then I just take my beauty blender and I kind of just pat. Always patting, never swiping, never rubbing. Pat nice and gently around the eye area. Okay, so the under eye is done. I'm not going to powder yet. I'm going to leave the powder to the end. And I'm next going to do a bit of contouring. I've got back into contouring again since I bought this palette because it has a really nice muted brown, which is perfect if you're very pale skin toned. So I rub my finger across it and then I take my contour actually quite higher than my actual cheekbone. Can you see it's higher than that? This obviously gives a little bit of elevation to the face, helps your cheekbones look higher, and that's what contouring is. It's illusion. And I put a little bit around my hairline here, just on the top, not too much because I haven't got a massive forehead, so I don't really need to go over the top with that. And then down the nose, right, and go right to the tip of the nose, and then under the lip here, just here, and you really see your bottom lip kind of pop out when you do that. And then I need it just under my jawline, just here. Just underneath. I do it now. And that's it. And then take your sponge, your beauty blender, and blend again. Alright, so I'm quite happy with that. That's kind of enough for me to kind of just outline the face. So now I'm going to take my powder. I'm going to get my powder out. Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I'm just first going to seal all the kind of good work that I've done under the eyes. Here, just down there in the centre of the nose, and just in the areas where I have blemishes. Okay, now let's seal this contour because everything in the summertime is always layering. You're going to have to layer to help keep it from being sweated off. So I'm now going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. You can use any bronzer, and I'm just going to go over where I have put that contour line and just dust that very lightly around the hairline. Alright, so now I'm going to highlight as well. So I'm going to go back in with the NARS Copacabana concealer then, highlighter, and I just dot that 3 places down the cheeks. Such a lovely highlight. If you're more of a, this is great for pale skin tones. If you're more of a warmer skin tone, you can go, is it Havana? The other one they have, or is that Benefit? I think Benefit has a Havana one, but they have like a darker, which is beautiful. if you're more bronzed skinned. But this is really nice if you have pale skin. And then sealing that all in place, go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury. Once again, any highlight is beautiful, and just kind of seal that in, and that will last pretty much most of the day. Like that. Okay, face is now done. I'm now going to move on to the eyes. Now, I have been wearing a really tricky colour that most people will shy away from, but I found a way of using blue on my eyes and kind of getting away with it, and I really like the look that it gives. So I've been using sticks, and I find that using a stick or a pencil is a really quick way in the morning to kind of inject a little bit of colour without sacrificing time. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of powder over my eyelids first. Now, I don't have to use a primer with these Kiko sticks because they're long lasting, and they really are long lasting, and they're only, I think they're £6. They're absolutely worth, I think Charlotte Tilbury's pencils, they're like £19 or something like that. I was looking at comparing the two, and I thought they're exactly the same, kind of very pigmented, great colour payoff and long lasting, but it's just a price difference. So I stuck with Kiko. Now what I do is, this colour is 17, very much like a sapphire blue. Run it very closely to the lash line. Don't be precise, be nice and messy, but be quick with it because it does set down rather quickly. Then take yourself a fluffy brush, and we're just going to blend that. And as you're blending, pull the colour up. So you kind of get this kind of finished look. It's quite smoky. And then I go in again. Just do it one more time. Nice and messy. Blend again. Okay, so now you've done that, it looks pretty messy. We're going to kind of clean everything up now. So go back in with your bronzer. And this will help to warm up the whole look. And just go into the crease area and just keep buffing back and forward, back and forward. Bring it down a bit, go back in again, tap off the excess and keep buffing back and forth. So you're getting a nice kind of smoky look. Okay, now if you're slightly hooded eye like I am, you can see that the shadow, I'll move a bit closer, has come down slightly here. And we don't want that, we want to get rid of that. So take a cotton bud or a Q-tip and take it at an angle like this and just swipe up to get rid of any of the excess. You want to create, can you see how you're creating that elevated look? You want to make sure that your eye is coming upwards instead of going downwards. And that's sadly what the lid as it comes over can make it look like. So we want to make our eyes look nice and wide and awake and like a feline without using liquid liner or any, you putting a flick in. You don't have to do that. You can just use your shadows to create the same illusion. Now just go back in. There'll be some excess product on your beauty blender. Just go like that, just to fill in if you've wiped any of your concealer off. Kind of re-tap that back in again. And there you can see how the eyes have just elevated there by doing that. Now, I like to, so my eyes don't feel like they're lost because I'm not going to go in the lower lash line. That's more of a nighttime look for me. For daytime, I like to keep it as neutral as possible, she says, putting blue eyeshadow on. But I then just take any gel liner or any liquid liner and I'm just going to tight line the top of my lash line. Now, this is difficult when you've got contact lenses in, like I have. At the best of times. But I found a little trick of creating a slight flick without actually putting one in. I'll show you as I do it. So I go along like this. And then now as I get to this corner part, I go like that and then I kind of flick it. It's really hard to do when you've got mascara on. And I just kind of flick it a little bit onto the skin. Let's go back in again with the cotton bud, and so I've just kind of flicked it out, but without the hassle of trying to measure up my wings all the time. Is that side even, that side even? And it's just a really quick way of doing it. But have a practice at it. You will get it. It's quite an easy thing to do once you get used to doing it. But it's whole thing of learning how to tight line in the first place without blinking to death can be a bit tricky. Now I've already put mascara, because I do wear mascara at the gym. I know I'm really sad. And I put my brows on as well. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of just revitalize my lashes by just giving them a little pump with the curling tongs with the eyelash curlers. Alright, so done that. Now I leave the bottom of my lashes. I love how this blue shadow just goes with all eye colours. If you've got green, blue like myself, if you've got dark brown eyes, it just complements any eye colour. It's such a good stick. And I'm still using my Revlon Insta Blush. Really like this, just to give it a nice kind of sheen and pinkiness, which it goes really nice with the blue. I'm going to pop that along there. And to finish off, I'm going to be using the NARS Dolce Vita, Velvet Lip Matte Lip Pencil. So because I've gone quite shiny, I'm really highlighted and really glowy, I'm going to put a matte lip on just to kind of calm everything down a bit, so I don't look too much like a disco ball. So there you have it. That is my take on a summer makeup look that I really like wearing at the moment, experimenting with those blue colours, which we all find pretty hard to wear sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a go. Let me know in the comments below if you're daring to wear this blue eyeshadow look at the moment. And please don't forget, if you're new here, please click the subscribe button and come back again. I upload every Friday, pretty much. And I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.